You have no idea what you're gonna gain. You have no idea how you're gonna come out of this study abroad, what you're gonna learn or how you're gonna change. But that's the point, because you definitely will change, you definitely will grow.
Everyone there has a story, as well as every piece of art there, every piece of, sculptures, all that there.
The purpose of our program was to expand the boundaries of the classroom for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
We were there for 3 weeks, and it was an amazing experience to be able to see what students had access to, the differences and what they didn't, and how we could make an impact on their access to technology.
In some parts of the world, people might not have access to computer systems, new technologies, and I believe it's a good impact on the students of Belize also.
It was a magical experience for them. It was a magical experience for me. I was essentially their Sherpa. I was there to guide them, to make sure that they made memorable films, but also to make sure that they drew inspiration from all of the sights and wonderful experiences that we had. We were there for 4 weeks.
But going on this program and seeing how much I was addicted to making a story and to creating a story, I learned that after my 2 years at MDC, I know that I want to keep making stories. So I'm planning on maybe studying it in my transfer college, maybe minoring or majoring in film, I'm not sure.
Really think that it's a special program, particularly because they get to take something with them, and it's the film that they make. So it's not just going there and taking some classes, but this film that they make essentially is like a time capsule, something that they can share in festivals, share with their family for decades to come, and it really says something about who they were at that particular moment.
In my recent study abroad, I went to Costa Rica and we stayed in a butterfly garden where we got to learn new things about butterflies. We got to explore the country. We saw a volcano, we hiked the volcano. Actually caught a bat in like a specialized net.
We are the pioneers of the very first interdisciplinary math and criminal justice study abroad program for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our students to experience the unique, vibrant, and dynamic culture and diversity of England while exploring their criminal justice system using statistics.
I was available to get from criminal justice and see the stats from, let's say, like how police over there are, the police are over there to how the police are over here.
Well, being in England and the United Kingdom and being in the United States afforded the opportunity for students to be able to see how remarkably different criminal justice systems are, how the court system proceeds with trials, how they have barristers, that's what they call their lawyers and state attorneys over there, they call them barristers, and they still adhere to English traditions.
And going to the courts and being able to sit in on hearings, or going to a museum and learning about the history of mathematical tools.
So being able for students to see this firsthand is way past something that could be taught out of a textbook or in a classroom.
So the study abroad program is a 2-week opportunity for students to interact with people from a different culture who speak a different language, learn how to navigate the city, all while experiencing history. And with a group of people that you've never met, so you also are getting that college experience, especially for our students who are not staying on campus.
I had always seen about, heard and seen these paintings in a class, in a book, and never in person. So the experience of going there and seeing these paintings and monuments in person was very astounding.
What took me the most about the study abroad was the country itself, like the customs and their way of living. I wasn't used to that. I never actually been outside
America before. So yeah, that was really weird and exciting.
Through the entire trip, so it was free for me, and I will never take that for granted, because I don't think I would have gone if they didn't sponsor me, I'm gonna be honest. But it was, I would say, worth it. I think every penny, I think I would have, knowing now what I would have experienced, I think I would do it again and I would pay for it, like, absolutely. And coming from camp, I was kind of going in, I'm going to represent camp, honestly. So I want to say thank you, camp.
You stand there in awe of what you're seeing. You're in shock that it's even possible to do such things, The way it was done is called a fresco painting. So while the pavement of the ceiling is still wet, that's when, they would paint these paintings.
To be able to explore my artistic sides and myself in a completely different country, completely different culture, completely different language. Not only did I challenge myself career-wise, I just challenged myself to learn a little bit of other cultures, a little bit of the language, because we have to defend ourselves a little bit more.
Japanese culture is like everywhere, and kids grow up on anime and manga. So they have these ideas of what Japanese culture is like, but you don't really know what it is until you're there, and then you can experience it firsthand. You can talk to the people, you can see how things work, don't work, what's different, what's not different, and you're on the ground, living it, at least, as much as you can, as within that program.
But being able to interact in a shop or interact with random people in a line, even as simple as that, learning basic Japanese was the best thing I could do. So adapting on subway lines, of course, just learning how the maps work.
I guess studying abroad in Japan has really made me want to be a better person, and also made me want to focus on my career so I can get back and go back to Japan.
But here I feel like there's so many streets. Over there you see so many walkable pathways. You were able to get from one city to another in less than an hour. And it was just, there was so much it was so nice to just be a pedestrian instead of having to drive everywhere. And I think that's what has motivated me specifically. I'm still interested in going into psychology, but I'm interested more in environmental psychology, whereas before I wanted to do industrial organizational psychology.
The literature study abroad experience in Scotland gave students the opportunity to bring to life literature, culture, and art and history in a way that extends and expands the classroom walls. See the places where Harry Potter was filmed or inspired, and the same for Outlander and even Game of Thrones.
There's more to life than just being down here, and being able to do such a big opportunity.
I would have never expected it, considering I chose a literature class in Scotland. So I was okay, I found my love for medicine here. So it was cool. And then asking everything about healthcare and how different it is to the US really made me think about how global health is important. So it's made me find a little trajectory on global issues also. So it's been cool.
Hora de pasión contigo.
The program enhanced my cultural understanding because we definitely were able to get a broad variety of things in our itinerary.
It was a big change. I hadn't really been out of the country before.
I know that I myself gained so much different experiences over there than I ever will over here.
Don't even think about it, just go for it, do what you gotta do, and make a difference in your life. Simply just traveling in of itself changes you.
That they have to know about other countries so they could even understand what should happen in our country.
Opportunities at Miami-Dade College are just yours if you just wish for it.
Hora de pasión contigo. Hora de pasión. pasión.